Hello, good evening, everybody. This is your boy, Pastor Santa Camo. This is the Real Word TV with your boy.
What's up, y'all? We welcome you to the 23rd episode, 2-3 like Jordan, to the 23rd episode of the Real Word. Shout out to everybody that's been supporting. Shout out to everybody that follow us on the Instagram. That's at the Real Word TV on Instagram. That's at the Real Word TV on Instagram. Shout out to everyone that follows us or that watches the videos on YouTube. That's www.youtube.com/C for channel /the Real Word TV. That's www.youtube.com/C for channel /the Real Word TV. And shout out to everybody that's donated at the GoFundMe. That's gofundme.com /the Real Word. That's gofundme.com /the Real Word. We also on Facebook Live every Monday at the Real Word 7. That's at the Real Word, the number 7. So enough about us. We got a special guest in today. He's been here since day one, as a matter of fact. He's been here since the very first season. One of our first guests, I believe, on the second or third episode of the very first season. He's been there since day one, and we're just happy to bring him back so he can see the growth within and see how God has helped us and has ordered our steps to get to how far we was. So, what up, Mike?
What's up, family? It's been long overdue. Well, I'm back, and episode 23. Season 3, episode 23. And who to have other than Mike, like MJ, 23.
Facts.
Facts.
So how was your week and everything like that, bro? Last week?
Last week was okay, decent,
Okay.
regular,
Okay.
short, tiring.
I feel you. So I know you. Let's get right into the nitty gritty because I know you're into conspiracy theorists and everything like that. How do you feel about the scam that's been going on with the colleges and stuff like that, with the actress from Full House getting caught up and everything like that?
Well, the scam, I was always big on scams. To me, like, since an adolescent, I always thought, I don't know, something was wrong with the school system. And I felt like, I didn't feel like it was mandatory to go to school. I mean, it's good to get a degree. I mean, I'm not knocking nobody, no students that's getting their degree, but I never thought it was mandatory. It was more to me it felt like a slave mentality thing. Because it's pretty much equivalent to the prison system.
Wow.
You're told what to do, you're told when to come in, you're told when to leave, you're told when to eat. And I'm having an issue right now, as a matter of fact, with my daughter's school because the lunch period, one of my daughters, she's not a fast eater, and she's being pressured to eat.
Word?
Yes, they're rushing her lunch. They're rushing her lunch, and I haven't found the time yet to go to the school and make some noise. But I don't like that.
But what school she goes to?
So I don't want to put the school
Okay,
on blast.
okay,
But it's a charter school.
It's a charter school.
Is it Success Academy?
No.
Oh,
That's it.
nah, because I had the same issue with my son. Like, he goes to Success Academy, and so he got into an altercation. I wouldn't even say a fight because you know how kids are, especially little boys. They like to wrestle and play fight. So he got into he was basically wrestling with another kid, but since the other kid was of another skin complexion, the teacher claimed that she only saw my kid push the other kid, but didn't see when the other kid pushed him, and my kid got suspended. And to me, that was weird because he's in kindergarten. Like, since when does kids in kindergarten get suspended? I'm like, he got suspended for what? She was like, oh, because he was being rough. He was roughhousing. I'm like, all right. I could understand when I was younger, we used to get suspended if we fought. And if it was a fight, then they both were supposed to get suspended. She was like, no, I don't think it was a fight, but the other kid got pushed, and then he was upset. I said, upset like how? Like, did he cry? She's like, no. I'm like, did he go to the hospital? She's like, no. I'm like, well, was his parents informed? She's like, no. I'm like, all right, so I want to see this school policy. I want to know the rules and regulations about this school. And so I took the day off, and our dad went up to the school, and then they behaved at first like they were too busy. I said, you know why I took the day off, and I'm going to sit here until I meet with somebody. And I was like, oh my goodness, they're running up and down, up and down. All of a sudden, then out of the blue, the principal is free, the vice principal is free. Like, oh, we're going to meet with you. And then they all sit down, and we sit down, and I'm talking. I'm like, yo, this doesn't make sense to me. Like, this just doesn't make sense. And I'm like, what type of school you guys running? And I'm like, I did research on the school, and like, a lot of times when you guys do this or when you target certain kids, it's racially motivated because you're a charter school and you try to keep some kind of affluence, and so you put these kids on waiting lists to try to act like your school is so good. And when you feel like you don't want this kid in the school, you want another kid in the school, then you start to pressure that kid until his parents take him out to school, or like, okay, yeah, because if you, that's ridiculous. Like, that's ridiculous, spending the kid in kindergarten. Like, come on now. And I'm like, if y'all really want me to use the power that I have, like, I could use it against you guys, and you guys gonna feel it. All of a sudden, oh no, when we spoke to your wife the night before, maybe she misinterpreted what we heard, this and that. I'm like, but I called you guys since yesterday, you didn't pick up. They're like, oh, no, we didn't get a call from you, but we called you, this and that. So I pull out my phone, I'm like, look, it shows that I called you twice, and I don't got no missed call from you. This is you, right? And you sent the email, and she claimed she didn't receive no email. And I'm like, and I didn't receive no email, and I didn't receive any phone calls. So what's going on? Then all of a sudden, oh no, it was a miscommunication. He's not suspended. He'll come back to school tomorrow. I'm like, it's crazy, man.
Situation like that, all you gotta do is threaten them with the Department of Labor.
That's crazy. So let me ask you a question, right? What schools are better to go to? Charter schools, private schools, or public schools?
In my opinion, I think homeschool is the best.
Yeah?
Yeah. After homeschool, I mean, I don't see the difference between private school and public school. It's just, you're just paying tuition and you got to be uniform. But other than that, because the same, as far as education, like the curriculum, I'm not too familiar. I don't know which school is more advanced.
Did any like parent ever get caught up, get in trouble because she homeschooled her child?
Yeah, because certain places, I feel like they're trying to ban that.
Why they try to ban that? I mean, I know a lot of great kids. A lot of like my cousins are homeschooled and they went to college early.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Way early.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't see what's the problem.
I
Like,
don't see what's about
you know what I'm saying,
either.
at all. You know, especially if you meet requirements and you do what you need to do. I don't see what's the problem at all and everything like that.
I think what a lot of people don't realize is, like, the whole schooling system, the public school system, is a form of white supremacy and racism, because they force you to bring your kids to school. If your kids miss a couple days of school, then what happens? They call ACS, or they call Child Protective Services.
How many days exactly?
I'm not sure, but there's a certain amount of days that your kid can't miss school, or they're gonna call ACS.
Word?
Yeah, then they could come and take your kids, or you got a caseworker coming to your house and checking up on your kids and stuff like that. And the rhetoric and the education that they teach in these public schools are not our history. They're not. They give us 1 month of quote unquote black history, which is redundant because they speak about the same black people over and over, like that's the only black people they were. No. Well, a lot of people don't know that a black man invented the internet. A lot of people don't know a black man invented the telephone. A lot of people don't know a black man invented the cell phone. A lot of people don't know a black man
invented shoes,
the computer, the shoes, the printing press, dry cleaning,
the refrigerator,
all these things,
yeah.
everything.
The only thing the white person did was just
but then
patent it.
when you go to school and Black History Month, they only teach you what, 3 or 4 people. Malcolm X, barely. Martin Luther King,
of course, Rosa
Parks, and Harriet Tubman. And that's it.
Or Sojourner Truth.
Rarely they teach you about Sojourner
Facts.
Truth. But they teaching you a history backwards, basically. That's not our history. They don't speak about our history. They don't speak about African history. I didn't learn about Africa till I reached college, and I had to pay extra for that elective. For me to learn about my own people, I had to pay extra for that.
Wow.
Even Haiti history, they should be teaching us. But they don't teach us that.
Yeah.
I mean, they taught it in my school, PS 189. That's a different school. It's a bilingual school. So we like they taught us about Haitian history, and also too like because you know because it's a bilingual school, so it's a school that speaks Creole.
It's a Zoe school.
It's a school that also speaks Spanish. So we did learn a lot of things about Black history and stuff like that. It's actually one of the best schools in Brooklyn, to be honest with you. Not trying to take shots. I'm just keeping it honest out here. You feel me? But it's a very good school. Like a lot of great people came from that school, including myself. But definitely, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. But back to what I was saying.
The facts.
A lot of the things that they teach goes against things that we originally learned. Even something I learned today. Even the English language in itself. The vowels A, E, I, O, U.
Yeah.
Those are acronyms for other things, and they call it English and they call it spelling, a spell, basically, because the way you say words means a certain way. Like a simple word like nice, we think nice means a good thing. Like, no, not nice means that you're foolish, like you're stupid. That's what nice really means. Even, okay, perfect example. When you get up in the morning, you do what? You awake, right? But also awake is where people go to celebrate the dead. And when do you wake up? In the morning. What happens at awake? People mourn the death of someone else.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
And what do they call it? A weekday. So why do you go through a weekday? Because you're going to work to your job. What is job? Job, some people say job, some people say Job. But Job is the Hebrew word for affliction. So what happens at your work? You get afflicted. And what happens Friday, Sunday, and Saturday? Then you get your check, and that's the weekend. Because you get the weekend of that deal.
Facts.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
So the whole time you go to because you waking up every morning like man, I wish I was dead, right? And you drag yourself onto work, and you're like, yo. And then when you look at your check, you feel disrespected, and you wonder why. And the only time you get to live is during the weekend, when the weekness ends. But then you just preparing for the weekdays or the weekdays. Those that just
It's like a cycle.
It's a cycle. That's the reason why, I think owning our own is very important and very essential. You know what I'm saying? We need to start owning our own, man. Especially as black people, we need to start owning our own and really taking that control back, which is essential.
Speaking of owning our own, I did research today on foreclosures. For those that don't know, foreclosures is when someone could no longer afford their property or residence or even business, and so the bank, if they haven't been paying a mortgage, then the bank could come and take it back, just like a car. They repossess it, but with a house, they call it foreclosure. So during foreclosure, that the houses are sold cheaper. Sometimes you only got to pay what's owed on the house, or you buy the house below market value. So while researching foreclosures, most foreclosures in Brooklyn or in the boroughs, they happen in the court office, because then it goes into litigation, and then basically the bank is taking back the house, but you're in a litigation trying to get it back or try to fight bankruptcy. The person that owes money on the house, basically, because once you default on a house, then it's almost like you broke. Like you owe, just like if you have money in the bank and you go into overdraft, after a while they close your account and then they like, oh, you're in bankruptcy, you're broke, you don't got no money in the bank, you owe the bank money. So for the foreclosures, what I read is a lot of people that like hang out at the courthouses, where like they go downstairs in the basement, they read all the books on foreclosures and all the houses that's on the market, then they go upstairs to where the court is and they bid on the houses. Most of the time you got to bring 20%, at least 20% of the value of the house. Say for example, the house is worth $200,000. You bring $20,000 cash, then you bid on the house. So the bidding, let's say the bidding starts at let's say the bidding starts at 180, let's say, or some houses start at 90,000. So you bring a check for what, like 10,000, just to be on the safe side, 10, 15,000. You start bidding. But what I found out is a lot of people that go there, especially the Hasidic Jews that owns almost all of Brooklyn. No disrespect. They pool their money together, like what we've been saying. But now I'm reading it on paper. They pool their money together. They call them quote unquote sharks. So they pool their money together. Like let's say you got 10, you got 5, and I got 5 or I got 10. So we got like what, a good 25,000. That's enough to put down on a $250,000 house. I send you in to go. I'm like, yo, go. Here's the bread. Go ahead and go bid on this house. Now you bid on this house. You buy the house for $250,000. Depending on the value of the house and the equity that it has, that house could be worth $500,000, $600,000.
That's crazy.
Then like in a year we sell it, we done made double or triple the money back already.
That's crazy.
They get an example of a woman that bought a house in the Hamptons for $165,000 at auction, and today the house is worth $1.6 million.
That's real.
So that's how they've been beating us, man.
we gotta take it to the next level. We gotta take it to the next level, which is key. Wow.
Y'all gonna have to start paying for this game, man.
That's a fact.
www.gofundme.com/the real word.
Definitely. Mike, what else you got on your mind, baby, that you want to talk about, bro? Huh? I know you got a lot on your mind and everything like that.
I mean, I'm open for any conversation.
You open for any conversation?
Yeah.
All right, Ben. Let me ask you something else, man. So I was about to ask you. Wait.
Let's stick on the topic.
How do you feel about the situation with the massacre in New Zealand?
They haven't revealed his face, right?
They have revealed he's a white guy,
Yeah,
but they never revealed his face. But they showed you his signs of basically white supremacy, and we noticed that a lot of the massacres, a lot of the terrorism comes from white supremacists. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
I mean, like I said, this is my opinion. Nobody has to agree, but I feel like all this is staged. I don't really watch the news like that no more because I would say probably like 75% of the news is fake. So I feel like this is like a distraction.
Okay.
Pretty much.
So you believe Trump when he says fake news?
Yeah. A lot of things Trump say, I think he's saying the truth, but because we look at him as an idiot, so everybody goes, he don't know what he's talking about. Because what was it? I read an article. I'm trying to think.
I mean, his base supports him.
Yeah. I read an article. I forgot what it was.
I don't think he's stupid. I just think he's very ignorant, and he's very biased, and he's very misogynist. I don't think he's stupid. I don't think he's stupid. I don't think he's stupid. I think he's just ignorant.
I think he's a puppet too. Like somebody's pulling the strings and having him saying what what they want them to say.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
You think so?
Yep.
Why is that?
I mean, I feel like every president went through that situation. Like they feel like they can't really be themselves. They have to be a different character for somebody else.
You think so?
Like a higher authority or something like that. Yeah.
Wow. And you feel like if they don't, they're gonna get killed, basically.
Yeah.
Like Lincoln,
Yeah.
like Garfield.
It was only throughout the whole presidency.
Four. It was Lincoln. Lincoln got killed first. After Lincoln got killed first was Garfield. Garfield just did like 1 year. After Garfield was William McKinley. After McKinley was John F. Kennedy.
And they had one assassination attempt, I think, on Nixon.
No, they had an assassination on Reagan.
On
They had an
Reagan.
assassination attempt on Ford.
And they shot Reagan, right?
They shot Reagan, but Reagan made it out.
Yeah.
And they, yep, that's a fact.
So back to what he was saying. I read somewhere today where it says that even blacks within politics, they have to show their allegiance, or basically they have to show their allegiance to the power structure, meaning that, yeah, I'm in here, but I'm with you guys now. I'm not in here for these people. And one of the biggest, I guess, pushes or the biggest ploys right now for the political atmosphere is reparations for black people. A lot of people are asking for reparations for blacks, and they're asking a lot of politicians, are they gonna give blacks reparations?
Actually, Julian Castro is running for president. He's for that. I think black people deserve a lot in regards for what they did for this country, how they built this country. This country was founded on white supremacy, was founded on slavery. It's the fabric of America. Cotton was king. You feel me? And also too, the prison industrial complex is another thing too, where people are getting sentenced based on the color of their skin for horrendous years. When white people, when they do crimes, it's a slap in the wrist and everything like that. So,
like, how many times you hear a white person was arrested for no reason and they got rewarded a certain amount of money? It's always a black person.
Also, black person too get rewarded. You know, where they basically gave a misinformation. For example, with the young guys who was in Central Park, they said that Trump said that they raped the woman, when in reality it was another individual who did that and everything like that. So they didn't get all the facts right. I want to ask, do you feel like Jesse Smollett? Do you feel like he deserves 64 years? Do you feel like that's a little bit too much?
64 years.
Yeah, that's what they said.
He's facing 64 years.
He may face 64 years.
Wow. I don't think he's gonna get 64 years.
But that's what they said.
For lying?
I think that's
crazy.
Given who he is and who he aligns himself with, I think he's gonna be okay. That's the best way I could place it.
64 years is crazy. I think it's too much.
Shout to Lisela Small. She said, "Good evening. Where you guys from?" We in Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah, definitely. Just want to let you know, we are not for profit now, and we would love people to really, if you know any grant writers, anybody who knows how to fundraise, or you want to donate to our cause, please, donate to what we're doing and everything like that, because we're all about positivity and we're all about community service and everything. But going back to that, so you don't feel like he's going to face 64 years?
I doubt it.
Yeah,
I doubt
but I
it.
think the gay Tupac thing was a little bit out of extreme.
Gay Tupac?
He called himself the gay Tupac. He made gay people look bad. I could say that. Just so you know, there's an outward. Listen, there's a situation where now like people can literally like shut it down with gay and lesbian people in regards to like I'm not negating in your lifestyle, your choices in regards to what you want to do, but for example, the genuine thing, why he didn't want to kiss a transgender. That's not his preference. Like, you're doing too much. And when Sam Smith, I don't identify as a man or a woman. I identify as something else that's a little too much and everything like that. So I feel like common sense is common sense. I feel like a lot of people, you know, listen, look, this is not what we're about. We're not against what you do is your business. You feel me? But you know what I'm saying. And if they want to marry, let them marry. That's their business. You feel me? If they feel like they want rights, give them rights.
Hey, what that got to do with Jussie Smollett?
No, because the thing is that the gay Tupac thing. He called himself gay Tupac.
Maybe he felt like he was an activist, or he was being oppressed, and he felt like Tupac.
Bro. He was doing too much, bro.
Pick the wrong character, man.
Put the wrong character and everything like that. You know what I'm saying?
So what about when Rick Ross called himself Tupac? With that song, Tupac back.
Rick Ross is not Tupac. Rick Ross is Rick Ross. Rick
Ross, not even Rick Ross.
Rick Ross, nah. You know what I'm saying? But I give him props in regards to what he's done for the game. How he's put a lot of artists on. How he's about black entrepreneurship. You know, owning his own and really giving back to his community. You know what I'm saying? You gotta give back. Oh, listen, Meek Mill also got honored in Philadelphia for, you know, how he's been really fighting hard for justice reform. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him and shout out to Jay-Z and everything like that. Oh, listen. How you feel about Ice Cube? It's another rapper too. I gotta go to my page. It's Ice Cube. Oh my God, I gotta go to my page. It's Ice Cube and another rapper. They're about to, I think, own like 22 stations.
Like radio stations?
I think TV stations.
I didn't hear about that.
22 TV stations.
Yeah. I'm going to my phone right now to find it out.
Okay.
To confirm it right now. But, you know, like I said, they've been on it. And there are people who basically said that, you know, they got to be careful and whatsoever.
I don't think it's going to be successful.
What you mean? Yo, a black man just bought the Weather Channel.
But I feel like...
And that's a lot of money.
I feel like there's still going to be some type of white supremacist leader running the show. Like BET. BET's owned by white.
Because they allowed that to happen.
No, they sold BT because the owners of BT, they divorced each other and they sold it. Yeah. So
I'm gonna tell you right now. What it is. Who's it to? I know it's Ice Cube, and it's Ice Cube. I'll tell you right now. It's Ice Cube and LL Cool J. They're teaming up to buy 22 television networks. Like, I mean, you know already, Ice Cube already. He's an entrepreneur. He's a stand-up guy. LL Cool J.
The 3-on-3.
Yeah, and that's going successful. Everything this guy touches has gone successful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And also, you know, LL Cool J is another stand-up guy as well too, which I like. You know what I'm saying? He's contributed a lot to hip hop and everything like that. So
I haven't really followed the 3-on-3 basketball.
No, but it's doing great. Like,
it's a nice.
Listen, Ice Cube is official.
Yeah.
This is about his business. Like, I like Ice Cube a lot.
It's nice because a lot of them players I grew up watching, and I was talking to my boy. I said, "Yo, I wonder what happened to so and so. I wonder what he's doing now." And a lot of them you can see playing on the 3-on-3.
Yeah.
Brings you back
Yeah,
memories.
Ice Cube is amazing. He's an amazing entrepreneur. Like, tremendous. Like, real talk.
That's funny because I was listening to some Ice Cube earlier today.
Yeah, today was a good day. Shake him up, shake him up, shake him up, shake him.
Yeah.
Or check yourself.
All of them.
Yeah, Ice Cube
he's on my playlist.
Yeah. Ice Cube. I feel like as a human being, as an entrepreneur, I think he's awesome. He's amazing, and also too, he didn't take that deal with Jerry Heller. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He started his own. You feel me? I feel like, you know what I'm saying? He didn't sell his soul. Him. Gotta give shout out to him. I gotta give shout out to Jay Prince. That's another good guy too. Master P is another good guy too. You know what I'm saying? Who didn't sell their soul? Who didn't kiss other man's private parts to go with that? I'm telling you, it is what it is. Listen, people ain't stupid.
You're right.
Ain't no secret.
It's a lot of sacrifice in
Ain't no secret, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Exhibit's doing good too, especially with.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, he's doing a lot with the medical marijuana industry. For those that don't know, he owns that company of the vapes, the Brass Knuckles. So he's making a lot of money. At one point, he owed over $1 million in cash to the IRS, and he paid off that entire debt with the money that he made.
Yeah, he's awesome. These guys are awesome.
Medical marijuana and recreational marijuana.
Need to be I feel like these guys need to be celebrated for what they're doing and everything like that. Also, too, my man Nipsey Hussle's about to come out with a documentary on Dr. Sebi. You know that, right?
Yeah, Dr. Sebi.
What? Yo, bro, where have you been, bro? You always posting things on your gram. You don't know about that? Nipsey Hussle is a rapper, and basically from California Crip rapper, and he's about to put a documentary on how Dr. Sebi beat a case of people who basically said that he didn't cure nobody from AIDS or diabetes or this and that and everything like that. He's about to have a documentary on that.
I think I heard about that a while back.
Yeah. I know you on your timing.
Yeah, I was talking to my wife earlier. Somebody was speaking to me and saying that, remember Left Eye?
Yeah.
She was heading to one of his clinics.
Yeah, she got cured from STD too.
Yeah. Either she was heading there or was coming from there.
No, she was. I mean, that's a fact. She was healed from a STD that she had and everything like that.
How you know?
Because that you could Google it.
Oh, okay.
Come on, bro. That's like obvious, bro. That's why she went to like her meditation pilgrimage as well too. You feel me? That's part of the process as well too. You feel what I'm saying?
Left Eye Lopez.
Yep. Yep.
She dead now, right?
She died. She was the only one that died in the car accident. They also made an allegation. Now I want to talk about this R. Kelly thing. Do you guys feel that R. Kelly's gonna go to prison? He's getting a lot of support from his fans. His fans are paying for his child support. Like I need this kind of support that R. Kelly has. No, they're loyal, bro. They're loyal. I'm talking about in regards to loyalty.
Yeah.
They're loyal, bro. They're hardcore loyal fans.
Nah, that's a fact.
They loyal, bro. Like I need that, boy. Like they know you mess up. You know what I'm saying?
They're gonna give their rent money to support R. Kelly.
Bro, they've given a lot of. Bro, they paid a lot of money. They bailed them out.
Twice.
Bro, those are. I would call them fans. I call them disciples.
I mean, I don't. As for him doing numbers, I don't think he should get arrested.
I think it's too late.
Yeah.
I think it's too late.
Even though the damage is done already, it is too late.
I think after this he needs to really relax, like really stay away from little girls, like for real, like stop messing with little girls.
Okay, I had a big, well, not an argument. I had a big debate because I have a chat room with just me and my cousins.
Yeah.
And it was a lopsided debate because I feel like, what do you think? You think R. Kelly really did all these things?
I think R. Kelly did something with little girls. Listen, I'm not against people who have lifestyles. I mean, it's not my lifestyle, preferably, but people who have 4 or 5 wives, that's their business, you feel me? But, like Akon has 4 or 5 wives, you feel me? But you don't hear nothing about Akon messing with little girls or little kids and stuff like that. So, like, I feel like...
Same with Brother Polite, right?
You know what I'm saying? To each his own. But I just feel like I said, like, this is how I look at the R. Kelly. I look at the R. Kelly situation because I was molested too. I feel that, you know, and me and my brother spoke about this. I feel that I think it should have been dealt with. You know what I'm saying? He should have got help. I don't think he should have, you know, I understand you don't want to put your family out there because he got raped by his, you know, family member. But I think that he should have at least got help. You know what I'm saying? And I think after the Aaliyah situation, because, you know, people's like, okay, that's a little weird. Age ain't nothing but a number. You know, back and forth, all that, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on with the matching outfits and stuff like that. I feel like after that situation when it was proven that they were married, that they had proved that they were married, I felt that he should have dealt with that to move forward. Because like I said, you know, a lot of artists, they go through their situations and stuff like that. They go through the hiccups. And you know what I'm saying? You deal with it. You deal with it. You get yourself fixed. You know. And I think he had a lot of yes men. He had a lot of yes men. Too much yes men.
Some yes women too.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of yes women. And he was paying parents off. That's a fact. That's a fact, bro. Yo, bro, let's be real, bro. What parent, bro, we gotta be.
Yeah, I feel like the parents were.
Yeah, wait, come on, let's be for real, bro. Like, what parent allows You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, really, you know what I'm saying? Like, you would have been in a prison cell talking in CNN instead of, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like a lot of us are to blame in this situation. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? But I feel like he should have really, really dealt with it. And I feel like if he dealt with it, he wouldn't be in the situation that he's in today. You feel me?
I think some of the things are true, but I think some of the things are exaggerated.
No, they are exaggerated facts.
As in, like, the whole brainwash thing.
No, I don't think he's brainwashing. I think he's a freak, pissing on people.
Yeah, I think those girls, he just has them open. The girls
Yeah,
that live with
yeah.
him now.
And they love him too. They love it too.
A lot of women love R.
From
Kelly.
fact, let's be honest. They
But
let about facts.
the thing about R. Kelly is, like you said, he'll relax.
He's a relax. Yeah, feel, yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you know, don't do with the minors, but deal with the women that are your age. Like, you know, you start from 21. You feel me? You know, going up. You know what I'm saying?
It seems that they have a vendetta against all rich and or famous black men, and if they could catch you slipping, they're gonna catch you slipping. And I think sometimes it's best to just chill. Like, you see somebody like Jay-Z, just chill. Like someone like Nas, just playing the cut. You know, just get your money and just chill. Like, you don't gotta run around do all this crazy stuff in public and, you know, wild out and make yourself look crazy. If you got a legendary status, then move like a legend. Like, you don't gotta be out there in the club. You know, like, perfect example. As soon as he got out of jail, he went to the McDonald's where he said he used to pick up little girls. And I'm like, come on, my man. Like, you giving them ammo. Like, if the McDonald's have a plague pen, stay away from it. Like,
Stay away from it. Period.
You probably was ordering a kid's meal.
This guy's crazy.
You better like the toys. Pause.
That's crazy. It's crazy.
Oh man, I want to also I'll also send my thoughts and my regards to Avant. He's about to die in a couple of months.
About the R&B singer?
Yeah, he's look real bad.
Wow, what happened to him?
I think he has either he has lupus or he has sickle cell. I think. Yeah, I think he has lupus. I think.
That's unfortunate.
But he looked very, very, very bad and everything like that. He was a he's a great artist.
Yeah.
Music is on point. He actually did a lot of good songs with him. I think Kiki Watt is another great artist too, as well too. You feel me?
That's the same Avant that made a song with Lloyd Banks.
Yeah.
Ooh, come
Yeah. Avant is a great artist, man. A great R&B artist. Read Your Mind. Great artist.
I'm sorry to hear that. Like, I take the health thing seriously, man.
Yeah. It's all about eating right, drinking right, living right.
Don't take your health for granted, man.
No facts. I mean, my man, Eric Adams proven that. You know what I'm saying? You know, he changed his diet because he used to have, you know, he had strong diabetes, and what happened was with his situation was he just did a plant-based diet in 6 months, and he was cured from diabetes.
Yeah, I think that's what Dr. Sadie was teaching.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think it's all about your diet. It's all about, you know, your energy's part of it too. Who you surround yourself around with is another thing too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some people be energy vampires.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and yeah. To be honest with you, I mean, you know, you can change a lot of things. It's just at the end of the day, you gotta be able to make right decisions when it comes to, you know, your eating habits and sleeping and your diet.
I just changed my diet too.
All those things count. You feel me? Not drinking soda, drinking more water than juice. You know, all those things play a major factor and everything like that.
So what you guys think about what's going on at the Catholic Church? Like, the priest that was molesting kids is finally going to jail. Like, some of them finally going to jail, and they also paying reparations, or they paying, I guess they're paying all the kids that got molested by the priest growing up. But for a long time, they denied this. Like, they claimed that it wasn't happening. It was all a lie. It was all fake news. People were making stuff up. And I guess now they're finally acknowledging it with this new pope. This new pope is on point.
Yeah. I mean, still, it's still the beast, but it is what it is. You feel me? What it is. That's a fact. But, you know, he's trying to bring one word, you know, I mean, that's one of the main objective is to bring one word religion. You know what I'm saying? So people got to pay attention to that as well, too.
I feel like that's what the media should be covering, like, not just celebrities that's molesting kids.
No, talk about real issues, you know what I'm saying? Oh, Jaden Smith just brought water, good water to Flint, you know what I'm saying? We need to celebrate cats like that, man. Guys who are actually doing things.
You know, that's in the Bible. the whole situation with Flint. It's in the Bible.
Oh, word how?
It's in the book of Deuteronomy. It'll say that you'll thirst for water, and he will bring water out of a rock like flint.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, I was reading up on that the other day, and I was like, wow, like everything really correlates. But it's in the original Bible, like the King James.
Okay.
I think 1811 or 1611
Okay,
version.
1611.
But not in the new English versions where they like, you know, where they switch everything up and you know they basically change the Bible for themselves.
Wow, wow, wow.
But yeah, it was prophesied.
That's true. I want to shout out to him. I want to shout him out for what he's doing and everything like that. We just got to just magnify positive brothers and positive sisters who actually making a difference in their communities and really touching lives, you know what I'm saying, and spending their money the right way, you know what I'm saying? So
Definitely.
we need to be hearing news about Tigger and Jenna, and you know what I'm saying, we need to be hearing news about people actually making a difference, man, in their community and everything like that, which is very important.
I found it. It's in Deuteronomy 8, verse 14 through 20 in the King James Version. Then thy hearts be lifted up and forget the Lord thy God, which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage. They're basically saying that I'm the same God that took you out of slavery, and this is how you're repaying me, who led thee through thy great and terrible wilderness, where were fiery serpents, the scorpions, and drought, where there was no water, where bore forth water out of the rock of flint. So he's basically saying that you're going through a drought where there was no water, and he brought out forth the rock out of a flint. So same thing with people in Flint. They're not going through like a physical drought, but there is a lack of water because the water that they do have is they can't drink it. So it kind of is a drought.
It's sad. It's really, really sad. You know what I'm saying? A lot of black and colored people are being affected. It's all by design, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that governor should be going to prison because of that. He's a white guy. Of course, he's a cracker.
The one before that, I think it was a black guy.
Huh?
The one before him was a black guy, and I think he got prison.
Yeah, exactly. It is what it is. I mean, there's rednecks, there's crackers.
I mean, there's something called environmental racism where certain neighborhoods of color are purposely attacked or neglected because of the people that live there and because of the income of the people that live there. They could tell which group of people live in certain neighborhoods based on the census, the income, the schools, and the taxes you pay. If you're paying low taxes and most of the people are on welfare and they all got bad credit within that neighborhood, then you're gonna think, that's mostly a black neighborhood or a colored neighborhood, because that's what unfortunately we're best known for. Environmental racism is when they'll dump a bunch of toxic waste, or they'll build like a power plant in your neighborhood, and then for years your kids grow up with these birth effects and you don't know why. Then all of a sudden 10, 20, 30 years later a scientist randomly comes and like, oh yeah, there's lead in the air this whole time, we didn't know. Or they put you in the NYCHA, New York City projects, and there's been lead in that for years, and we wonder why all the kids that came from the projects was rowdy, crazy, and special ed most of the time, yelling, screaming, acting crazy, because there was lead in all the walls the whole time.
It's all about design.
The paints have lead in it.
It's all about design, man. It's all about
And you
design.
can tell that paint got lead in it. You could peel it, and it's like a big sheet of paper. You can slap somebody with it.
It's all about design. It's all about design. All this thing is all about design.
Even the light bulbs, they put
All about
they
design.
put lead in them too.
Wow.
Not these, but like the spiral ones.
Yeah, we have a lot of work to do, bro. We have a lot of work to do, bro. I mean, and I tell people this, and they're like, you know, you guys are doing this, but bro, we haven't even really started to do what we really want to do. We have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to do. It's real out here, man.
Let's start with unity. We gotta get the black people together, man.
No, we got to.
And that's one of the biggest threats to white supremacy is black unification. That's when whenever there is a black leader, he gets killed. There's 42 million African American, and I can't even say African Americans, people of color in America, and that's the amount that they counted. Because I'm pretty sure there's undocumented people that's not counted, people that have snuck in, you know. So it's probably way more. So imagine, let's say hypothetically we have 50 million people of color. That's 50 million people of color. We could do a lot. As in, if we unify, we could create a financial crisis. Break down the whole government by just not spending our money.
We want to unify.
You know, like, don't spend money for a week. The economy is going to crash. People going to feel away.
We want that unity.
Black people don't show up to work for one day.
You gotta make it happen, but
They're going to lose billions.
there's always gonna be a snitch. There's always gonna be a coon. There's always gonna be a snake.
That's a fact.
Always a rotten apple in the group.
Yeah, definitely a square. Definitely.
But I hope the majority.
No, we can make that happen. We can make that happen.
But there's a mistrust within the black community amongst each other. It's almost like we're taught to trust people of other races. Meanwhile, they try to jerk us and they doing funny stuff. Perfect example. I'm gonna give you a small micro example. The other day I went to an Arab corner store, and there was a lady in there. She was begging for a quarter to buy a Lucy cigarette. So she begging for a quarter, begging for money. She eventually gets the money because you know it's a store. People come in with change, and you know if you break the money and they come right up to you after you break the money, you're like, alright, whatever, here. So like she finally got the change to get the Lucy and the guy gave her the Lucy. She put the money on the table and she's standing there, and the guy goes, "Wait, you didn't give me the money." She's like, "I gave you the money, this and that." He was like, "You didn't give me the money." She's like, "Run the camera back." And then he started to run the camera back. But I go to that store every day because it's right around the block from my job. I'm like, yo, I seen her. She was right there. She asked me for $1. I said, no, I paid on card. And I seen her pay for it. And I was standing there the whole time. But you can look if you want. And then somebody else was like, yeah, we saw it. And now he's feeling stupid. But he already started the camera, so he don't want to keep going to the point where he looks even more stupid. So he tries to stop it. And she's like, no, you would have played that camera because if I was wrong, you would have played that camera. So I know I'm right, so play that camera. And he's tight now. He's mad. And I realized that they do it to us. Like they try to play on our intelligence. Like today, another example. I went into an Arab store. I asked him for deodorant. He said, deodorant? What's that? What's that? And I'm looking at him like, not to be racially biased towards them, but their people are known for not wearing antiperspirant. So in my mind, I'm like, maybe it's a social thing that he might not know what deodorant is. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. Yeah. But then there was two of them behind the register, and I looked up. I'm like, there's deodorant right there. You got a whole shelf of deodorant. What are you talking about? There's no deodorant here. And he's like, oh, sorry. You did not say Degree. I'm like, Degree is the brand. But it's called deodorant. It's antiperspirant. It stops you from sweating. That's what you use it for. He's like, okay, sorry.
I don't play with them, man. I don't play
with them.
When it comes to ordering food up, you don't do it right. I'm like, yo, listen, I gotta go. At the end of the day, if it's the white man, boy, they more like, especially Hispanic people, they're more, you know what I'm saying, respectful. But yo, listen, you're not listening to what I have to tell you. Your dog, I'm like, yo.
But where did all the racism come from? Even today, when I got out the car to go to the same store, these people were trying to put the gate down on their store, and the gate was broken because it looked like part of the gate went behind. Basically, they put the gate to go down on the store too close to the wall, so the gate got caught up in the wall division of the brick, and it crumbled up. So basically, they would have to take maybe, I'll say like a crowbar and pull it out to pull it down. So it was like 5 of them out there. There's like a couple. There's like 3 Asian people, 1 Spanish guy, and like maybe a white guy. And they all stand there and they looking like it's stuck. We don't know why. Yeah. And I walk by, I'm like, yeah, it's stuck behind the thing. And they all looked at me like, what is this Negro talking about? And I'm like, all right, well, whatever. I just keep it pushing. Right. But they looked at me like I committed a crime or something. Or like I was coming around. I'm like, yo, the problem is right there. I see it. I'm like, you know what? Let me mind my business and just keep it pushing.
Everybody think you're gonna break in.
It's crazy, man.
And stuff like that happens every day. In psychology, they call it a macro, micro, and meso level. And a micro would be a one-on-one, a macro would be a small group, and a meso would be a big group. But it's like there's different degrees of racism in all 3. You know, either one-on-one, small group, or a big group. Like I just gave multiple examples, and that happens all the time. And I feel like, I don't know. I would say it's getting worse recently. I don't think it's gotten better.
I don't think it's ever gonna get better, man. Racism and slavery, I don't think it's ever gonna end.
I think we just need to do our part.
Yeah, it's like it's useless. It don't make sense. Like,
what doesn't make sense?
Like racism, like
we're all one, man.
Yeah, we're all one. We're all human beings. Like,
you know.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been commenting. Jeffrey Mano said he was around the wrong crowd. I'm guessing he's referring to R. Kelly. Marcia Lewis. Shout out to Marcia Lewis for always supporting, always watching, always tuning in. She said, "Good night, guys. It's been a while. I'm listening. My eyes are hurting me, so I have them closed." Leah Small says, "You guys are really interesting. Do you guys come on every day? That's real talk. So let my Charlotte folks in on it. Used to live in Brooklyn, now live in Charlotte. What's the time frames?" We on live every Monday at 7:30 or 8, depending on if we start on time or not. We're on television every Thursday at 4 p.m. on the Brick Network, but that's only in New York. We're on YouTube, the www.youtube.com/C for channel /The Real Word TV. That's the Real Word TV on YouTube, and we're on Instagram at the Real Word TV. So you can watch us 24 hours on Instagram. We have over, like 90 episodes or something like that? Yeah, something like that. Some crazy numbers. So, yeah, we everywhere, Lisa, if you're looking for us. And shout out to Eric Hervé, Jean Baptiste, said Flint, Michigan. Okay, so shout out to everybody that commented and everybody that dropped the comment, dropped the thought. Shout out to you guys, man. We appreciate you.
Definitely. Anything you want to say, Mikey? Anything on your mind?
And he won't get reelected though.
I think you're taking everything like that, right?
No.
Yeah?
There's a lot of Trump supporters, they regret us too.
Facts.
But they'll never admit it publicly.
Nah.
Eric Jean Baptiste asked the question, do you guys think that he gave his money to loyal people so if he sued, he has no money to give? I think that's referring to R. Kelly.
I think, like I said, man, I think to be honest with you, I feel like he has loyal supporters. I feel like they love his music. We cannot take away from his music. He's a genius. He's contributed a lot to a lot of great artists, from Changing Faces, from B2K. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. We can't deny his greatness. He made great soundtracks. He wrote songs for like great artists like Whitney Houston, Celine Dion, and the list goes on and on. He's a great artist, you know what I'm saying? He may not know how to write, but he's a genius. And I just feel like I said, his situation, it should have been dealt with. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I see my brother's in trouble, he has an issue, I'm gonna, reach out to him and help him and everything. And I feel like, in the black community, a lot of times, we're not accountable for each other. You know what I'm saying? And when it goes far to the extreme, we don't really look at, like, for example, I have a friend of mine right now, and that's one thing I don't like about, Adventist black people, while I put it out there, you know what I'm saying? We wait towards, like, the last minute when the person dies, like, go commit suicide. That's when we really want to show sympathy. But I want to give a shout out to my man, Anthony Harris. He's been sober for 25 days from coke. He's been putting that on Facebook, and he's been reposting my things and everything like that. We got to really hold each other accountable and really be there for our brothers, really be there for our sisters, and support them. I know issues like that can be very taboo, but we have to hold our people accountable, man. Like, for real, friend, just have this nonchalant spirit, like, I'm going to wait until you fall, wait until you dead, you know what I'm saying? Then I want to comment. We got to really hold each other accountable. And I'm not saying that we got to reproach each other, but we have, of course, reproach each other, but we have to support each other and build each other and uplift each other, you know what I'm saying? Because when you're going through things, you need somebody to be there for you, bro.
Okay, my thing is, like, like celebrities like Woody Allen and Elvis Presley, why weren't they penalized?
Because they were white. Because they were blonde. And Harvey Weinstein, you know how, so sorry to cut you off, Oprah didn't really go hard to him, go that hard on him as well, too. Because he's white. It is what it is.
I mean, there is a white privilege that exists in America, but the thing is, most whites don't want to admit to the white privilege. But then again, do you guys believe that there's black privilege in Africa?
How so? Well, right now, a lot of white people are giving back their lands to black people.
Well, they're taking it back, and that's in South Africa.
Okay.
As in, But a lot of them are coming to the U.S. and complaining to the UN to do something about it.
Word.
Yeah, because they're calling it reverse racism. Basically,
Reverse racism.
people of Dutch, well, they just calling it racism. People of Dutch ancestry, but that Dutch and German ancestry that has settled in South Africa, like a lot of the women has been being raped and the men are being killed, and they're basically taking the land back by force, and the government's telling them to do so. So, I mean, I guess they're calling it a strong nationalism because they feel like if they came, during the whole time of apartheid.
Yeah.
And basically, apartheid copied off of American racism, if you don't know. It's almost the same thing where, like, a small group of people came into a new land, quote unquote, where other people lived, and then they then they came into power politically or religiously. They started passing laws which went against the original people or the indigenous people, quote unquote. They're just aboriginals. And then they basically was like, okay, now that we create these laws and these rules and regulations, now these things are ours. One of the things that they passed in South Africa is they made it so that only men could own property in South Africa. So then once they started jailing all the black men, then basically no one owned the land. And so when no one owned the land, the whites took the land. And that's how they owned a lot of that land in South Africa. Same thing happened too in America, where they keep saying Native American, but if you ever came in contact with a quote unquote African American or someone that claimed that they don't have any roots to any West Indian or any other country, what they're gonna say, oh no, I'm from here, my family's from down south. Or they're like, oh, my grandma told me that we used to be Native Americans. Like, that's what they tell you, but they don't really know how to explain it to you. Because when they say, oh, we from down south, okay? Most of the southern lands were owned by Native Americans. You remember the Seminoles was in Florida, so was the Cherokee. Then they had the Trail of Tears where they had to walk from Florida all the way to the Midwest. Because the government passed a law where allowed them to take away the Indian territories. And basically, a lot of them, like Thomas Jefferson, even Abraham Lincoln, a lot of them was passing around these laws to take land away from the natives. And they also had the $5 Indian law where you could buy Indian ancestry for $5. That way you could claim Indian ancestry so you could steal Indian land, which a lot of people did.
Wow.
And they profit off of this. And they keep saying Indian. They're not Indian because India's on the other side of the globe, technically. These are indigenous people of color. It's almost like the people in the bushlands of Africa, they're just in North America.
Facts.
And the Bible tells you this, but those are found in the books of the Bible that they took out. So it is what it is. Shout out to Jeffrey Meadows, he's a Sakafet. Nabule man. Shout out to all the Haitians out there.
So, it's intense.
Yeah,
This was a good show, man.
yeah, I mean, sometimes you get deep into this history, and it's a history that's told backwards. When a lot of people don't know it, but there was a man. He was the real Willie Lynch, but his name wasn't Willie Lynch. I think his name was John Lynch. John Lynch went to Thomas Jefferson and said, and because for a while the Catholics, the Protestants, and a lot of other groups was pushing to deport black people out of America because there's something called immigrant spelled with an I and there's an immigrant spelled with an E. Two very different things. So they were basically trying to take blacks from America and then bring them over to Africa, to the coastline areas in Africa. And they actually started a new colony where Africans from America went to Africa and they started...
So Liberia?
Liberia.
It's time of Lincoln.
Yeah. And they claimed Liberia because they were liberated, but they wasn't really liberated. They just got kicked out of their land and sent back to a place where they have no knowledge of, but they're claiming that they're from. Because if you look at the map, all the countries are connected. Like Africa, look, it's connected to Spain. It's connected to the quote-unquote Middle East. There's no such thing as Middle East. We see Egypt, Siberia, Saudi Arabia, and Iraq and Iran all connected to Africa through Egypt.
Facts.
And people call them the sand Negroes because basically they are like black people that live in the sand versus to the blacks that live in the desert versus to the blacks that live in the Amazon versus to the blacks that might live in the jungle, but there's no jungles in Africa. there's safaris, there's wetlands, and there's different places, but there's no jungles really in Africa.
Facts.
Actually, there's more jungle in Florida than the jungle in Africa.
Yeah, so when they say, "Oh, you from the jungle," that's just another myth that was created.
Facts.
And blacks were taken out of America and sent to Africa and sent to Europe, sent to other places. Perfect story would be Pocahontas. In the first movie, John Smith comes to America, and what he sees, he's looking for gold. He finds women. He's like, "Oh, I like this one. Let me take this one." But that's the clean version. The dirty version is snatching it, taking it, boom, boom, boom. Oh, throw you over my shoulder, put you on my boat, take you back home. This is my wife now. Perfect example, Sacagawea. She was what, 12, 13 when one of the explorers made her his wife. And she was the one that helped them to speak to the other Indian tribes when Lewis and Clark was on the expedition to map out America. They found her, and she was a little girl, like 12, 13. And technically, she was black. You can't say she was Native American or Indian because they're not in India, so we can't even say that. We can't say that they're African American because if a person from South Africa but with German or Dutch descent comes to America and they get neutralized as a resident, then technically they're African American. They're from Africa and they're in America. So for us to never been to Africa or call ourselves African American, how? I've never been to Africa. Have you? Have you? Have your fathers been to Africa?
Not yet.
Have your grandfathers been to Africa? Has your great grandfathers been to Africa? So how are we African American? And Africans that's from Africa, they don't even like American blacks. They don't like them, man.
Yeah.
They don't. So it's all a mind game, like Jeffrey said. It's a mind game.
So speaking of there's no jungle in Africa. So the whole saying king of the jungle, the lion, all that is a myth.
Yeah, because he doesn't live in the jungle. He lives in a safari. Because when you see the lion, he's in like a desert-looking place. You don't see him in a bush woodland. But the jungle would be in South America, you know, Brazil, the Amazon, where you see the monkeys swinging and tropical birds. Belize got jungles and rainforests. That's tropical, that's wetlands.
Yeah.
Africa is dry for the most part, except for like in the middle and at the bottom. And most animals are in Madagascar or they're in the south. Most animals.
King of the jungle should be labeled either the leopard or gorilla.
But what about Karate Kid? He's not doing karate in the movie. He's doing Taekwondo, I believe, right?
Just to
Yeah, he's not.
take it to the next level.
Yeah, it's not karate. It's Taekwondo, I believe. Or not the art, but it's not karate.
Facts.
Like, that's the games that they play. Like I said, it's the way you use words and the way you manipulate things. Everything that's taught in public schools are published in a publishing company in New York, and they were all socially motivated. Darwin, the anthropologist, quote unquote, he was a racist. He was a racist. He believed in eugenics. Eugenics was the same thing that created Planned Parenthood. The person that created Planned Parenthood, she was in line with the Nazis. She copied a lot of things from Hitler. The biggest killer in America of black people is abortion. The number one killer of black people over what? What's the number? It's like some crazy number, like what? I think like 2 million or something, some crazy number. I don't even know the number. But a lot of colored kids are getting killed by abortion. And your daughter, your girlfriend, your wife gets pregnant, they bring them to Planned Parenthood, they sign up this temporary insurance, which they're going to get money back in taxes anyways, because I think Planned Parenthood is not for profit. I'm not too sure. But then they pay for the abortion, and they assign a caseworker, like every other social service. They assign a caseworker, they assign you a plan. They're like, hey, go about your business. Now, we done took your fetus, so we're going to do stem cell research on the fetus and all these other things. And who knows, they probably eat it. So, you know, like things like that. It sounds crazy, but it's true.
It's facts.
Listen, closing thoughts? I go first. I want to tell everybody thank you so much for watching us tonight. Please support our causes. We are funded by the government and the city. So support what we're doing. Real talk.
As far as advice, like I said, don't take your health for granted. Open up your minds. Read more books. More reading. Less watching on phones and TV. But read, because what you can read is not what it's not what they taught you in school. And I want to give a shout out to the real world.
Word.
Well, shout out to God first. The real world.
Word.
Sorry. Damn. I apologize.
That's okay, brother.
Shout out to the real word.
Appreciate you, brother.
Support brother Ricardo and brother Sander. I like the movement that they're doing, so support them
Appreciate you.
and support black business. Shout out to my family, of course, my friends, and that's it.
I would just say, do more independent research, especially if you're a person of color, on your own genealogy and on your own race, and don't be afraid to question things, right? Because even in the Bible, we see people question things all the time. Study the things around you, the most simple things, from the words that we write. Majority of us write with a right hand, and we start off on the top left of the paper, and we write from right to left to all the way down. But think about it. Just think about that in itself. And try to look up words. A poor righteous teacher once told me that if you want to understand the world around you, get yourself a Bible, a King James Version 1611. Get yourself a dictionary, an Oxford Dictionary original, and get yourself a Quran. He said those are going to help you discover and understand all the things in the world. The Oxford Dictionary is in the Old English, which is what the Bible is written in, what the Bible is translated into, the Old English. And just read with a spirit of discernment, because like I showed you earlier with the whole Flint situation, everything that's occurring now was prophesized, because we are people that's living in a circle. That's why the world is a globe. It keeps happening over and over and over, just with different people. And we act like we don't understand, because we rather be asleep, because being awake is scary. Ironically, awake is like where you show up to celebrate the dead, and a lot of us are dead. So basically, that's all I got for you, man. And other than that, donate to the GoFundMe, www.gofundme.com/the real word. You can follow us on Instagram if you want, at the Real Word TV on Instagram. That's the Real Word TV on Instagram. And shout out to Charlotte on the check-in today. You can subscribe to the YouTube, www.youtube.com/C for channel /the Real Word TV. That's the Real Word TV on YouTube. You can catch us on 4 p.m. this Thursday on the Brick Network. Shout out to Jodea, the author. She'll be on this Thursday. So shout out to all you guys for watching tonight. And this closes out.
Father God, order our steps, strengthen us, and keep us in your presence. In Jesus' name we do pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen, amen. Like we were saying, we're looking for grant writers. We're looking for supporters. Holla at us. Good night, people.
Peace.